Welcome everybody to Minecraft Map Review. Today we've got a special video in which I'm going to be explaining the method in which I review and rate my maps. Now this is an incredibly important video for you all to watch so you can understand the rest of my content. Essentially I rate maps on a scale from 1 to 10. But that looks a little bit different for video's sake, so let me explain in detail how that works. First, there's 5 categories that I review for each Minecraft map. The first one is the aesthetic category. This includes not only the builds, but texturing, lighting, atmosphere, the general theme and look and how that immerses the player in the map. It's basically all the visual parts of the map. Next is polish, and this is essentially meaning it's bug-free, can't be cheated or glitched in any way. There's no exposed wiring is a term that I use every now and then. There's no things that break the immersion for the player. Next is purpose, and this varies differently depending on the type of map. So for a puzzle map, you want the puzzles to be intriguing or interesting. You don't want them to be convoluted. You want the purpose of a map. So for example, a horror map, you want it to be scary. You want it to be, again, immersive. You don't want it to be lighthearted and fun if it's in the horror maps category. So purpose relates to how well the map creator succeeded in doing the purpose of the map. The length depends on the map for sure, but essentially it's how long is it for the content you're getting. Is there a lot of downtime in between important things you're doing? Or is there a lot of wasted movement here or there? That would lower the length score that I give. Usually a Minecraft map goes from around an hour to 2 hours, something like that. That's the average range that I tend to see. Next is enjoyment, and this one really varies on what I enjoy. If I really have fun playing a map, then I'm going to give it a high enjoyment rating, and if I really didn't like the map at all, then I'll give it a low enjoyment rating. However, this is only one of 5 categories, so even if I really hated the map, if it did everything else really, really well, it's still going to get a very high score. Now, really briefly, these 5 categories, they're each worth essentially 2 points. So, aesthetic category, for example. If a map looks really, really bad, I will give it 0 out of 2. If it looks, pretty decent, pretty solid, I'll give it a 1. And if it looks amazing, went above and beyond on the builds and the atmosphere, I'll give it a 2. That's the same for every single category. Before I even look at a map, they start with 1 in each category. So they start with a rating of 5 out of 10. And then if it is exceedingly better than expected, below average, or just about what I would expect from a Minecraft map, that'll change the score respectively. Now on to how that translates to what you see at the end of my videos. So first we've got the dirt rating. Dirt is a rating from 1 to 2. This is the worst maps. They failed in so many categories, and it really needs a lot of work before it can be a playable, enjoyable experience. Next is grass. Usually grass rating is from 3 to 4. Usually these maps have to work on a certain particular category. Maybe they're average across the board, but they lacked in one particular category. Or maybe they even have an excellent category, but they just absolutely missed in some of the other ones. Grass-rated maps need to go back and look at which categories they missed on and improve that to get an even better rating. Next is iron. Iron is the average rating. It's from 5 to 6. All maps will start with an iron rating and go down or up depending on how I feel. Basically, if you do everything pretty solid, nothing too extraordinary, but nothing bad either, you'll probably get an iron rating. And these are good maps. These are solid maps. Usually, if someone likes a category of maps, so for example, puzzle, adventure, survival, horror, and it gets an iron, you'll probably like it even more than the rating shows because you are invested in that particular kind of map. However, iron just means the solid example of that map's category. Next is gold. Now, gold, not only did they do average across the board on everything, there were certain particular categories where they went above and beyond the average. They might have just been the most fun map ever played. They could have done an excellent job polishing it or making the maps beautiful and look amazing. Either way, gold maps are ones that you want to check out for sure. Even if you don't necessarily normally do puzzle maps, maybe this one is so just quick, so fun, that you would enjoy it even if you don't normally like that. Lastly is diamond, and there's probably not going to be a lot of diamond maps because these are rated from 9 to 10, and these are almost perfect across the board. If you see a diamond rated map, this is going to be one of the best maps ever. And you definitely want to give it a check out if it sounds like something up your alley. Alrighty, well that concludes this video. I hope that helped explain the rating system that I use in all my videos, and I hope that you, if you are a map creator, that you can look back on your review of your map and see exactly which categories you need to improve in so that you get a better rating and make a better map, I think, for the community. And if you're a player, you can just sift through maps and know exactly why each one is good or bad, and maybe if it doesn't bother you as much as it would bother me, you might give that map a check out. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next review.